First, the highlights. Lagos State government empowers over 2,000 indigents through livelihood support program. Nigeria Copyright Commission warns schools, bookstores, orders a punishment for book piracy. On the foreign scene, Israel, Hezbollah threatened to increase cross-border attacks amid calls for ceasefire. And in sports, Barcelona defeats Villarreal to maintain La Liga record. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. Lagos State government, through the supervision of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has empowered over 2,000 indigent and vulnerable citizens of the state. This empowerment was carried out under the federal government's Nigeria Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus in partnership with the Lagos Cares DL 1.3 with the theme Training for Livelihood Support Program. Head of Lagos Cares DL 1.3, Toyin Salami, said the event was held across various divisions of the state, viz. Ekpe, Agege, Isheri, and Kokaguda between September 19 and 20. Salami explained that all beneficiaries were sourced from the Lagos State Social Register of Poor and Vulnerable Residents of the state. According to her, over 25,000 names were mined from the register, and the criteria are they must be active in businesses, must be given a soft training that can further boost their businesses, and a one-off grant payment must be given to them to support their business growth. Salami said the target is 5,000 beneficiaries, with over 1,200 already trained, while hoping to move to communities across the state with field officers for more beneficiaries. It will be recalled that Nigeria Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus was launched by the federal government to train individuals on entrepreneurship skills following the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected macro and small-scale medium enterprises across the federation. Lagos State Task Force has conducted a successful enforcement operation at Lansing bus stop along Itire Road, where commercial buses, popularly referred to as Danfo, had caused untold traffic inconveniences to motorists. The operation, led by the chairman of the agency, Adetayo Akerele, which extended to Aino Street, Aborishade Street, and Useni Street, addressed long-standing complaints about illegal parking and commercial vehicles obstructing traffic around the axis. Akerele assured residents that the Lagos State Task Force remains committed to sustaining this traffic correction currently being carried out by the agency. He also urged motorists and commuters to remain compliant with all road and traffic laws across the state to ensure that the roads remain safe and motorable for all. A total of 51 vehicles were impounded, while the drivers will be charged to court for varying traffic offences. Lagos State government has urged stakeholders to embrace peace and shun boundary disputes that may result in chaos and disorder in the state. Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Rural Development, Bolaji Robert, gave the charge at a sensitization meeting on harmonization of peaceful coexistence between border communities in Lagos State. Robert, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Kikelomo Bolariwa, affirmed that the state government, through the ministry, has continued to ensure peaceful communal existence and zero-level communal clashes that can arise from boundary disputes in the state. He urged participants to desist from disrupting or rejecting the outcome of the inspection to determine boundaries between the two various parties, and should also initiate advocacy programs within their communities to educate community members on this. The 6th Division Nigerian Army says its operatives have neutralized 2 armed vandals involved in illegal oil bunkering during a gun duel and recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, while 18 suspects were arrested across various states in the Niger Delta region. The army also said the troops destroyed 13 illegal refining sites, 7 boats, uncovered 8 illegal connection points and impounded over 60,000 liters of stolen products across the region. Acting Deputy Director, 6th Division Army Public Relations, Jonah Danjuma, said the feast followed the Army's consolidation on the ongoing anti-illegal bunkering operations, adding that it had recorded enormous successes in the crude oil and gas-rich region. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for New York, United States, to attend the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA. In a statement signed by the Vice President's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communication, Stanley Uwocha, President Bola Tinubu directed Shettima to lead the Nigerian delegation to the high-level global forum. The statement said this is to allow President Tinubu focus on addressing pressing domestic issues, including the recent devastating flood disaster. During the session, Vice President Shettima will deliver Nigeria's national statement, participate in key meetings on the sidelines of the event, and engage in bilateral meetings. The UNGA with the theme, Leaving No One Behind, acting together for the advancement of peace, sustainable development, and human dignity for present and future generations, will take place from September 24 to 28. And now to the rest of the stories. The Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, has warned schools, bookstores, transporters, and sales representatives of the consequences of dealing with pirated books. This is coming as the Commission expresses displeasure over disturbing trends in the distribution of pirated books. NCC, in a statement signed by Director General John Assein, said significantly stiffer punishment with no upper limit to the amount of fine or term of imprisonment may be imposed on culprits. Assein called on parents, guardians, rights owners, and the public to report any suspected cases of piracy to the Commission's offices or send an email to info@copyright.gov.ng. The Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency, NIHSA, has released updates on rising water levels of River Benue, saying that the water level is already getting to flood levels. The agency also warned the states and local governments must activate preventive measures to mitigate the impact of expected flood. In a statement, NIHSA said it will continue to update Nigerians on the flood they will experience and counsel that this needful should be done before the worst happens. It appealed to Nigerians to clear the canals, drainage channels, and gutters to mitigate floods. And now to foreign news. Israel and Hezbollah threaten to increase their cross-border attacks amid international appeals for them to step back from all-out war. Israel's military said about 150 rockets, missiles, and other projectiles were fired at its territory overnight on Saturday and early on Sunday, mostly from within Lebanon. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that Israel would take whatever action necessary to restore security and return people safely to their homes along the Israel-Lebanon border. Netanyahu said Israel had dealt with a series of blows on Hezbollah that could have never been imagined. Meanwhile, Hezbollah's deputy leader, Naim Qassem, said threats will not stop them as they are ready to face all military possibilities. Now sports. Barcelona has defeated Villarreal to maintain its 100% record in the La Liga. This is as Barcelona goalkeeper. This is as Barca goalkeeper Marc-André ter Stegen suffered a potentially serious injury and was carried off on a stretcher. Robert Lewandowski got 2 goals and missed a penalty. Rafinha grabbed a double and Paulo Torre also scored as Hansi Flick side made its 6 league wins from 6. Barcelona is top of La Liga, 4 points clear of reigning champions Real Madrid, who have drawn 2 of their 6 matches. And that's our news at 9. But just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Solu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government, through the supervision of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has empowered over 2,000 indigents and vulnerable citizens of the state. The Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, has warned schools, bookstores, transporters, and sales representatives of the consequences of dealing with pirated books. We also told you that Israel and Hezbollah have threatened to increase their cross-border attacks amid international appeals for them to step back from all-out war. And in sport, Barcelona has defeated Villarreal to maintain its 100% record in the La Liga. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Olowokworoku. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.